Hello, you. It's me. And I wanted to ask a serious question. The question I want to ask is, how important is watching, knowing, reading about the news to you? And I've always found it to be very important. I have Newsbreak on my phone so that I can get a lot of a lot of local information in my area, as well as just in the country, in the world. And I've always thought that was really important to do. But I have noticed in my not healthiest state that it's really depressing. It really is. I find it very difficult to divorce myself from the reality of somebody getting murdered, somebody attacking two women, or I mean, there's so many terrible things. And it is spliced in between how to make the best pumpkin pie this season, or it's spliced with other things so that it's not all horrific, but a lot of it is. I mean, in feeds just in the past week, a man who unalived his family and himself, a famous singer dying, and a woman who gets life in prison for doing terrible things to little ones. And the mix of it just gets me a little bit depressed, a little sad. And I mean, that's a human thing. That's how people usually react to terrible things like that happening. People die every day, just naturally. A lot of celebrities have been dying. And a lot of crime happens every day, whether it's here or in the UK or in Minnesota or or Germany or Australia or whatever. A lot of things are happening. But man, sometimes I just don't want to know. And I don't suggest filters because I feel like people need to know these things, but I also feel like maybe I don't really need to know everything right now while I'm feeling out of sorts. I want to know what your opinion is. Do you watch a lot of news? Do you feel it's important to know what's going on in your part of the world or in all parts of the world? How important is news to you? I really want to know. Would you just rather ignore it completely and just go on about your day? It really doesn't have much to do with you? Or do you find that you really need to pay attention because you need to know what's going on in the world? I am of two minds of this right now, and I can't decide which way to go. Sometimes I feel like, yeah, I need to know when things are happening. I need to know if there's anything I can do to help, or if there's something I can do to protect myself. Those are all good things. But on the other hand, sometimes I just don't need to know stuff. It hasn't benefited me to know about some terrible things that are happening in the world, or even in my backyard, not literal, figuratively. But, do I really need to know everything? Do I really need to know all that stuff going on? I don't know. I feel I do, and I feel I don't. And so I'm going to you, my lovely viewers, who are hopefully watching this video. What do you think? Do you think knowing the news is important? Do you think that knowing what's going on in the world is something that every person should be aware of? What do you think? That's all I gotta say.